What's up, everyone? Project Itachi here, reminding you to check out our Patreon page, which is full of bonus content, exclusive merch, promo codes, and access to our premium podcast, GZ After Dark. Sign up for any tier and be part of the action. Check it out at patreon.com/the GZ Chop Shop. Also, be sure to leave us a review wherever you listen to our podcast. And now, to the show. Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another week of the GZ Chop Shop. It has definitely been an interesting week so far, indeed. Definitely some things we want to talk about.
Can we talk about that side? Can we talk about that side?
The side?
That was just the most it's been a disappointing week. Side. Like, you didn't just have a good fucking birthday week.
How disappointing? It was your birthday week.
I did. Yeah. Okay.
Come on.
Okay.
Come on. Acting here like you had a tough weekend, bitch. I didn't have internet yesterday.
It's been a rough week.
You know, I'll give it to Itachi though. He, you know, obviously he's darker than me, right? He's black. You can't see you can see on me like my slow deterioration of life under me, and you know it's there, but you just can't see it on him.
Exactly.
Black don't crack.
Is that a saying? I've never heard it.
Yeah, they say black don't crack.
I hide it very well.
White melts.
No, I'm sorry. It's true. But I honestly had a great birthday weekend. It was definitely very relaxing. I got to eat my favorite foods. I got to spend time with some of my favorite people. I got all the birthday wishes from you guys.
I didn't get any pie.
Digitally.
I got 0 pie. Man. You know what? I was at work. And he was posting pictures of fucking pie.
We didn't get no cheesecake. This motherfucker's showing it off on Discord.
Is cheesecake pie?
Cheesecake is pie.
Cheesecake is pie?
It's not a cake.
I've heard this.
No, it's pie.
Kara's making a face right
Kara,
now.
What is it?
I'm like,
I don't know, because I don't like either.
I'm going with the chef on this one. What is it, Yuli?
Now, why the fuck is she here?
Why is she here?
What the fuck
is that, okay, new drinking
personality
game for the GZ podcast. Every time Yuli asks why I'm here, take a shot.
Take a shot. We'll all be
fucked
drunk.
Up by the end of the day.
We'll be drunk within the first
on
20
average,
minutes.
it'd be about 12 shots an hour. Why are you here?
Gosh.
She's just gonna not show up one day.
Why?
I know.
Why are you?
Then what?
And then
It'll
it's
just
like,
be
where's
her
Kara?
chair. Where's the
I will
chair?
be the
Why
first
is
one to
she
say
not
where's
here?
Kara, but look, here's the thing. Well, you guys know this. If you're right here in the room with me, I'm gonna pick on all of you.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Kara's just a new blood, so she's a fresh target.
I'm fresh meat.
It just doesn't. It just never goes away. Like, well, I mean, if you're me, it never goes away. I will forever be.
When I pick on you.
Exactly. It's
or anybody else.
Me
it's never going to
in
go
Minecraft.
away.
I'd like to give a small golf clap to Yuli for not ruining the intro.
Oh yeah.
Yes. I took this. So, fun fact: the reason I did the intro the way I did with not any upbeat was because I was subconsciously waiting on Yuli to say something. So when he did, and I was just like, "Oh,
Yuli, we need to have clips where Yuli just says whatever's on his mind for about 30 seconds, and then we can just upload them.
You want to get banned?
Oh man." He has a point.
I don't think we get. I think he can control himself just enough to border the line.
Probably, maybe.
Yeah.
I'm just worried someone's gonna clip that rape clip from fucking Twitch.
Oh, dude, you shouldn't have said that. Oh my god, when he said that, I was like, oh man,
I missed something.
Oh, he used a word on stream that man, and there was an audience.
It was the audience told me. Like, we were talking about an anime where a girl gets raped, or this dude rapes a girl.
Just how Japanese stuff can get crazy.
Japanese animes, and we're just like, and I'm like, wait, can I say rape on stream? I think I can't say rape, but I'm like, I already said it twice.
You've already said it like 20 times. We can stop now. Yeah. We can stop saying it. We can literally stop saying it now. Oh my god, let's move on.
Google Stadia. Google Stadia.
5 minutes in, Google Stadia.
So
wait, so for those who another intro? Fuck.
Yeah, that's going straight to HR. Kara, that's you.
All right, I got you. File your complaints, put it in this adjusted box.
Well, hold up. You gotta have a separate suggestion box when it's shit under me. It's like Yuli's block of shame.
So
Yuli needs his own box.
I'd like to be the first to point out.
We're off to a great start.
Can we just restart? Can we redo? It's too late.
You want to do over? You want to do over?
I personally saw
Bonus
the
content.
whole Stadia thing collapsing. People want something that's convenient and easy to get to. People, that's what a console is, right? It's easy, it's convenient. The Game Pass adds a little bit more of it to that, and I think.
Did you read it?
Yeah, I read it.
We're not talking about the Stadia gaming itself. We're just talking about them making games.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're just cutting off.
I'm just saying,
their
like,
gaming development.
I see it continuing to
In
go
general.
downhill, like in general.
Yeah,
I don't-
in general.
Stadia's good.
For now,
You know, Stadia can play Cyberpunk. Fuck out of here.
Yeah. I mean, if it's
better
if
than
it's
you
just
can play
going
it
to
on a
become the
PS5
streaming
or
service.
an Xbox.
no way.
Like it,
It's a straight streaming service, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just
Yeah, pretty
yeah.
much.
you
I
can't-
don't think
yeah.
I don't believe for a second it's just easily playing Cyberpunk when high-end
Oh, it
consoles
is.
and some PCs are
It
struggling.
is.
No way.
no. Yes, look it up.
Then they must have it on the lowest possible settings.
No, they have it on a good setting.
So is there the only way I can see that being a thing is they're running it on a super computer that is putting it out to everyone that has like it running because I
Is
can see
NASA
that.
running
Yeah,
this
'cause
shit?
it just
What kind
has
of
to-
computer do they have going?
Well,
It's Google.
They
They
can literally
Discovered
build their
quantum
own.
computing.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
guess.
and you got to think that the difference is they just need that computer to run the game technically one time, I guess, and just send it out to anyone who who's going to download it and play it. So
what
basically,
you're
as long
saying
as your
is
TV
the only person or the only thing, I guess, that can handle playing Cyberpunk would be just Google. Consoles
much,
can't
I mean,
We
handle
have
it.
good internet.
A bunch of PCs can't
Yeah,
seem to
because
handle
Google
it.
can. Yeah,
But Google's like no big deal.
Google can just update. Yeah, Google can update whatever they're running the game on to match whatever game comes out, and then just send it out to everyone. Which is part of the reason they probably are like, well, why build our games? They're probably going to try to play the long game, which is like a 50-50 shot. It depends on how they play the long game.
You think they're treading lightly?
I think what
Yeah.
I think they're treading lightly and they're trying to make money instead of spend money. So I'm pretty sure they had a business meeting where they went down and they were like, "Hey,
What's Microsoft doing that we
how do we
shouldn't do?
make? What's Microsoft doing that we shouldn't
That's
do?
what they're-
What's Amazon doing that we shouldn't do? How do we make the most money without spending that money? Because it's all
You
a
don't
numbers
invest in
game.
games.
Yeah, and that's exactly what they did. They were like, okay, but here's the thing though. What a lot of people don't realize is the cost to make a game compared to marketing it is vastly
Yeah.
different. If a game costs like, we'll say like, I'll just throw numbers out there, like it costs 20,000 to make, the budget for marketing is like 3 to 4 times that. That's where the money for gaming goes. And it really sucks that it is that way because the hours that these developers put into
To be
it.
honest, shit you not. They don't need to spend that much on marketing. They don't need to spend that much on fucking billboards, on stupid ads on pieces of paper, nothing. Literally, just make a few trailers, tell YouTube, hey, here it is. How much that shit blows up faster than a newsletter coming up from GameStop, like, oh, there's a new game coming out.
A newsletter?
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah, you know,
Oh,
yeah,
God.
I forgot.
Yeah.
You don't get that shit. For some
He
reason.
did-
I don't know.
He
what
doesn't.
people-
Yeah, he's like a newsletter.
Yeah.
What's a newsletter?
What the fuck is that? It's something we're supposed
But
to
no,
be
I
making.
think they're playing that. Yeah, I think they're playing. I think they're playing the long game. I think they're treading lightly. They see what people want. They see what game development costs. And if anything, if Google, in my opinion, if Google does not want to pay for game development, that should tell you something right there. Because it's not that Google doesn't have the money; they just don't want to invest in that. So
Imagine getting a game and it
if
says,
any,
and, you know,
But
instead of
also,
Microsoft
what-
or Sony,
why
it
would
says Google.
want to make games though?
it said Google.
Google, you're like,
Why would Google want to make games anyway?
they don't need to.
Because
to
they
make money, they
probably-
don't need to.
They probably thought that there was good money in it, and they probably thought that they could sell the name. And this is where I think someone with common sense in Google was like, like Warner says, like, really think about it. We come out with a game and it's published by Google. Who's really going to take us seriously?
Nobody. Do they even have any developer companies? Like, do they even have anything?
Ubisoft and EA were like partnered,
but
they
they're
like
not. They don't own them though.
No, they were just kind of like helping, basically. And one, you pick two companies that are notorious for having their own issues
and not caring at all.
And not caring. And I also think because, you know, maybe Google took a stand back and realized, hey, yeah, we have EA, but we also know that with almost every game EA comes out with, there's going to be a loot box controversy. Do we really want to foot that bill when that happens?
Yeah, we don't want to get into gambling online now.
Yeah. So I think they're playing a long game, and it's safer this way because they're going to make more money than they lose. You put out a piece of equipment that says, hey, you can stream any game ever right from any room you want.
They're just paying for the rights to do
Anytime.
it and then charging us a little bit extra
exactly
to take advantage of the...
And it's more of a win than a loss for them because the only loss they're taking is manufacturing equipment that probably really realistically probably takes less than $200 to make.
So do you see it working out in the long run?
If they do what they're doing now, yeah. Streaming is literally the way of the future. Digital content consumption has been pushed so doggone hard. It's in like the next 3 years, that's going to be a thing. Disc-based gaming is going the era of CDs and DVDs and Blu-ray. I mean, Blu-ray lasted like what, 5 years?
And we didn't move to like microchips, like with the Switch. We have the chips now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why did we stop that?
With
I think
like,
when it comes to
like,
the Switch, though, like their games aren't as like.
Breath of the Wild is fucking intense. It's a big ass fucking game.
It's a huge game. And if anything, Nintendo proved that microchips can work. But I guess this is where gamers have become their own worst enemy and contributed to why microchips couldn't be a spread thing, is because, let's be completely honest, console and PC alike, what is one of the first things we care about when a game is announced? Graphics. And then we worry about everything else. So basically we kind of were our own worst enemies with that
too.
Yeah, because so many good looking games came out that were complete total garbage that people started realizing, hey, like, maybe we should.
I think we have Steam to thank for that because there's so many cheap and indie and free games on Steam that are actually pretty fun, and their graphics are not super great. They're all right. They're I mean, they're a hell of a lot better than like a Sega or Super Nintendo, but I mean, it just goes to show you that you can develop a decent game for and sell it for $5.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
And make a good profit out of it too.
Yeah. Just remember to take it out of early access 13 years later.
For real.
just my little 2 cents on there. But yeah, I think they're playing the long game. They want to be, they already are. They're the Netflix they want to be the Netflix for gaming. And it's more money in than out. And basically that's what it comes down to.
I guess I just don't know enough about it, maybe, to really dwell too much in it. Because I'm sitting here commenting on it and stuff, just my idea of it. But I also have not sat down and tried to use it.
I think if I don't have one, but I do honestly think for the price that it costs, if I gave it a go and, I can just, because it's like a $10 package deal. You get access to this entire, $10 a month to get access to all these games.
Do you have to buy the controller?
And then you get 3 games a month.
No, it comes with it.
Yeah. You get these free games.
So you just sign up online and do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I have it. I've played Super Hot on it and Valhalla on it. And Valhalla ran pretty well on it.
And it's just a monthly prescription.
Subscription.
I'm all over the place.
It's a monthly prescription. Your daily dose of gaming.
For some games, you have to pay full price. So that's an issue. But some games, they give you a free one that you can, that's a big game.
Now, I will say that I do have a big concern. One reason I will not do a Stadia, or I wouldn't dedicate a good portion to Stadia, is because of, like you said, there's some games you got to pay full price for. You pretty much would, like if you were on Steam or whatever. The one thing that a lot of people are concerned about, that I'm personally concerned about in the digital era, is if the store itself or that system itself decides, hey, we're done, we're no longer going to support. What happens to your access to those games? What happens to that money you spent? And that's even a concern right now with just in general, like digital downloads. Like, I go take my PlayStation to my friend's house and I'm not connected to the internet. All those games, even though I downloaded them on my system, if it's not connected to the internet, they're locked. I can't play them.
Even if you pay full price?
That's always been a pet peeve of them. Even if you pay for it, because it has to verify that you still have permission to play that game, even though you paid for it.
I don't like that. No,
it still needs to verify. Yeah, and I think that's going to be, a problem going forward when certain companies are just like, okay, we're done. We've done it for 10, 20 years, but we're out. It's not making us enough money to the standards we
disappears.
Want. So we're just going to. And then it just disappears, and all your money with it, because there's no returns.
And to an extent, consoles are the same way. I mean, especially with games becoming so graphically intense, they're becoming, bigger, right? Like, I mean, what's an average gigabyte for a game now? Like 60 to 80 gigs?
About.
For your AAA game, yeah, about 60 gigs.
A console.
Unless you're Call of Duty, then a whole terabyte.
I mean, for y'all's consoles, right? I'm assuming everyone here for a console probably has a portable drive, right?
Oh, damn right.
No.
Yeah.
She's like, no. Well, and that's the thing. Like on the PC,
well,
that's
Kara. Why are you here?
Gamers.
on a PC, and
Kara doesn't play any games apparently.
And I say PC, like obviously, I don't ever mean like high end PC. Like I don't sit there and like talk about PCs and. People, I think they automatically think of high-end PCs, but that's just why I like PCs better, because re-downloading and stuff, all that stuff's just easier. Like I feel like everything's right here, and then if I get a new computer, I can just easily download it. Most old games, some way, shape, or form, I can download as long as it's not like Sony owned or something. But even consoles are limited.
But you bring up a good point. Another reason that Google probably has jumped ship is because PC gaming, media-wise, is on a huge rise. Literally within like the last year, 2 years, it's like everybody now is like, going PC. Former console gamers are going PC. So Google's probably thinking like, well, with game development, that means they had to think about making it usable on their hardware and all that other intricacies. But if everyone's already going PC, then they're trying to avoid wasting money.
And a decent PC is becoming more affordable, much more than it was back even in the early or late 2000, early 2010 or so. I mean, they're becoming more affordable.
I mean, because back then it was like maybe like one PC in a house. So
yeah, you had to get permission.
They had to make the money back. Yeah.
Can I get on the computer?
But now, now you've got like maybe 2. Some people got like 3 PCs in their house: family PC, gaming PC, and then mom or dad's own personal PC wherever they have it floating around.
I wonder if Steam would ever make a move for consoles. I don't see the point. I don't see the point of it.
Didn't Steam actually try?
They did, and then they backed out. Like it was so obscure.
I would think it'd be really weird, like to do it, like how bizarre.
Yeah, because look, does anybody even remember Steam even came out with their own controller for a while, but people hated it.
Why would I do that when I can use a perfectly good Xbox controller?
Well, it's because there was no joysticks; it was like a touchpad.
People get all these fancy controllers, dude. I just use a regular Xbox controller, and I'm solid, man. I have an Xbox Elite, like the first one, but I don't really use it that much. Mm-hmm. I don't know, like I don't see the need for like all these fancy controllers.
Yeah, but basically that's I think that was Google's bow out move. They're just stick with established third party and then have them pay you for the rights to go on your hardware and make your hardware for like $200. All the money they would have spent in game development, they can just keep coming out with new Google Stadias. That's guaranteed money because people will more likely keep buying the Stadia over anything else. So it's a smart move on their part. It just sucks because it just shows where the market is right now, which really, really, really sucks. Because like I said, I'm not too keen on how digital content is handled right now. With uncertainties.
It's definitely exploiting like everybody.
Yeah, but it's so convenient that most people don't realize it until probably when it's too late.
Yeah, like Uber. Oh shit. I shouldn't have Ubered 9 times this week. Turns out that was $300 or some shit,
Yeah, you offer it at an affordable price. I'm like, nope. I wonder how many people, most people, your average person, if you come to me and say, hey, you could get all this stuff for $10 a month, they're going to be like, whoa, $10? That's real cheap. Yeah, but times that $10 by 12 months.
Yeah, it adds up, man.
Like, nobody actually sits down and does the math.
No,
realizing
that's why we don't save money in today's world. Like,
no.
Yeah.
I mean, it is like tough to live on your own. Like, things are really ridiculously expensive these days. But
and it's already been proven.
Things are so convenient.
If I have any rich people that like do stocks and stuff, they'll probably get pissed. Like, yeah, we little people know the secret. So our society is designed to keep the middle class at middle class by any means necessary. It's designed to keep the rich and the middle class or poor, because we are the reason they're rich. So they know the stuff we're into. So they design these things and they give them to us at affordable prices to keep us spending money, while more likely they don't probably spend that money on that themselves. They don't need to. It's their shit.
Yeah, I have to say, if I worked for Google or whatever and I made a shitload of money, and I gamed and all that stuff like I would if I if I had that kind of money, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I would probably get fired. They'd catch me at work.
If you work for Google, at like a top in a top-notch spot, who are you paying for internet? You work for fucking Google.
You pay yourself for internet. Doesn't Google have their own fiber optic internet?
I'm still waiting for that to roll out here. Where is it?
Well, when they find out a way to milk you for it, then it'll make its way to you.
Like AT&T has,
it's a testing
and Verizon
phase.
have pretty good internet, but I know some places have Google Fiber, but it's pretty like scarce.
Probably another reason they pulled the money, like they want to invest in other things that could reach a bigger market. Internet is a high demand market. You will never go wrong with internet.
No.
So
No, everybody wants it.
I'm still waiting for cable
everybody
companies
wants
to,
internet.
cable
Die.
Yeah, I mean the only thing, in my opinion, keeping them up is internet. Like I don't have cable. I don't know anyone besides like older people who use cable. When you can just have an app that pretty much gives you everything you want.
Mm-hmm.
So I just don't see how cable companies are even going to make it in the long run. And maybe that's when, I don't know, Google will find themselves being able to take over that market.
We'll see. But like I said, if anything, this shows just where the times are heading with technology and the future of digital content. But on a more interesting note, who's looking forward to Sonic coming to Netflix?
Yeah, I saw that. That was
next year.
I think it's cool. I saw that. I was kind of excited. I was like, I've been waiting for a reboot since the movie came out. I kind of figured. Why are you saying no, Yuli?
I think it's gonna flop. Most of Sonic shows recently have not been the best.
What was the last one? It was a long time ago.
No, it was like 3 years ago. It was like Sonic Blast or something.
I don't remember that.
It was.
What was it on? What channel was it on?
It was all right. It was on Nickelodeon or some shit like that.
Oh,
it
yeah,
was
see, I don't have cable.
But I'm gonna be on. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. Like I
fucking know.
I don't know. I don't know how they're gonna do it. Like it's kind of. I don't know. I just don't trust the Sonic brand.
Well, who's making it?
As much
Netflix
even
specifically?
I don't give a shit if it's Netflix or anything. Netflix has done some shit.
Here's the thing, though. Netflix has proven to everyone that when it comes to animes and cartoons,
You know what? Hold up. Let's be
they can
honest,
make
they've
it
proven
happen.
But they're taking a lot of fucking projects on right now, and I don't care if it's just different people doing
Yeah,
it.
that's true.
It's still under the Netflix name.
Yeah, and we're not going to act like there
Something's gonna
hasn't been
fuck up.
shows in Netflix that have flopped, because there has been.
Something's gonna fuck up, and I'm pretty sure it's gonna be the Sonic one. Pretty sure they're gonna throw Sonic under the bus. It's like Netflix has there's a limited supply of Netflix production, and now they're saying Sonic. Do you think, like, let's say Resident Evil, like, started running low on production, they're gonna move all the Sonic people to Resident Evil, and Sonic's gonna suffer for that because Resident Evil is a bigger market than Sonic, and you can't say that it's not. It's been proven.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
I think they're also banking on gaming culture as well, because a lot of the things that have come out on Netflix, like right now, you know, I think they had their test run with The Witcher. And Castlevania. Now they're doing Resident Evil. Now they're, you know, going to revive Sonic, or, you know, hopefully successfully revive Sonic. Because
See, Nintendo did the smart thing. They pulled out their Zelda show because it was leaked.
I haven't heard about that. I'm just now hearing about it from you, but that sounds like a bad idea.
No, that was a smart idea because they leaked the fact that there's going to be a Zelda show. How many people would set the standards so fucking high up?
That's why I say that, though, is because the standards would be so high. Can they even meet those standards? I mean, you're talking about a game that's been around since what, the early 80s?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now you just want to make a show, and
show
you think you're going to reach those expectations? Like, I would be excited to see a good Zelda
The reason
show.
The Witcher and Castlevania did so well is because it wasn't as popular as Zelda. Let's be honest; those two versions of games had their popularity, but they weren't Zelda big. But they did so well because the people who did like those two shows also had more normal lives.
You also have to see Witcher. I'm not saying Witcher wouldn't have been successful without Game of Thrones. They definitely would have, but Game of Thrones had ended not too long before The Witcher. You know,
normal people needed their Game of Thrones fix,
and Witcher, I think they delivered even better. Personally, like, I think they nailed it. So, I mean, like I said, Netflix is doing well, and I don't know.
That's all I'm saying is, like, with the way the world is and how the economy's going and how everything is the way it is, Sonic is one of those shows I could see doomed to fail.
I mean, I hope it doesn't, because, like, I know my son would be excited to see it. Because he, like, watches all the Sonic things on YouTube, that the fan-made things and parts of the movie and the old...
Oh, God, I hope they don't
I agree with Kara.
And he's going to be very excited once he hears that there's going to be a show.
If Jurassic Park can have a cartoon and be semi-successful, I think Sonic might be okay.
Is it successful, though?
Huh?
Is it successful, though?
It's popular enough that they're keeping it on Netflix. People are watching it. It gets okay reviews.
Then the people aren't watching. Their kids are watching it.
That's what Kara's saying, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like, if Sonic is truly trash, would the kids still watch it?
They wouldn't know. They just see a cartoon with a bunch of silly stuff
on YouTube.
And they have already said that the age group they're targeting is between 6 to 11.
They're not. I watch Adventure Time, but that's a whole different thing.
Adventure Time had a shit ton of adult.
Right. That's a whole different type of cartoon, though.
I'm sure they're going to pay homage so that legendary fans feel a little bit appreciated. But I think because they know, they might have already thought of like what you're thinking, and because they probably know, hey, if we try to target the veteran fans, we're gonna fuck this up. It's not gonna work. It's gonna flop. So let's just play it safe and target an audience who technically don't know better.
Has there been screenshots or anything of it?
No, they just said it's in.
Yeah, I don't even think they have the voice.
I wonder if they'll have. Remember the original Sonic? It had that. I don't remember the names of that fucking big ass robotic chicken thing, and then the other one.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about? Like the original Sonic.
Yeah.
I like a big ass chicken thing.
Wasn't it like a big robot chicken thing?
It was when the Sally Acorn was a thing, like the very first one, when Sonic had a belly.
Yeah. Before he was like all athletic looking.
Yeah,
he actually looked more like a hedgehog.
He's a little.
Like he hibernates a little bit, comes out, does his Sonic shit.
Look, all I'm saying is like I don't put faith in a lot of things anymore when it comes to this. Like, you guys know Space Jam 2 is coming out this year, right?
Why?
You didn't know, bro. When HBO released their like HBO Max trailer,
just now
they
hearing
had a scene.
Yes.
I am too.
Yeah.
Wait, you guys didn't know that Space Jam 2 was a thing with fucking LeBron James?
No.
So what are they gonna do? Are they gonna come back and go, "Where's Jordan?" And they're like, "Oh, he's retired. He got a little old. He's just selling shoes now."
They're probably just
And they're
gonna
like, "Well,
I don't know what the
yeah.
fuck is going on, but they
did
released
the
a
aliens
clip
come
of,
back?
like,
Are they
it was
coming
like-
back? I
it
have
was-
so many
I don't know.
questions.
They released like 2 millisecond clip where it just shows LeBron James and Bugs Bunny looking at something in shock. It's coming out this year.
I mean, I won't deny that the like Space Jam, it's a classic. It's
It's a classic.
in its own right. Like,
Are
if it was
they
on
gonna
TV,
do-
I'd watch it and be like, "Ha, that's funny."
Are they gonna do as good as they did the original? I don't think so.
It's like we said in the last or was it the last podcast or one before about trilogies and stuff like that, sequels.
Not even a
Why the
trilogy.
third
It's
ones
just a
always
sequel.
suck.
Evidently, it's
I mean,
supposed
if
to
they
come out
followed-
July 16th.
July
There
16th.
you go.
And depending
On
on
HBO Max.
depending on COVID will depend on whether or not it's just streamed straight to platform.
No, it is stream straight to
Probably
platform.
will.
That's what they're doing.
That's just what we're doing going forward, I guess.
HBO Max has set a bar now that I feel, if anything,
Look,
I love HBO
when
Max. Don't get me wrong.
Godzilla vs. Kong comes out. I'm watching it.
and it's
day
gonna be on
one.
HBO Max. And
And
you're right.
HBO
You're right,
Max.
Here's the
Itachi.
thing.
HBO Max has set a bar. I have had HBO
It's
Max
set a bar.
since pretty much the first week it came out, and I have not been disappointed.
It's set a bar, and I feel like it's not bad to have set a bar, but at the same time they are killing like probably the last classic entertainment industry now that they've done that.
Talking about movie
Because-
theaters.
You know,
Movie theaters.
I have to say,
because we've already
that's the
lost what
smart
we-
thing. Smart
Yeah.
thing.
But we do have
But-
to pay for the stream, or we have to pay to stream the movie.
No.
It depends on
part
the
of your
movie.
subscription. No, it's part of your
Yeah,
subscription.
I mean, Wonder
HBO
Woman,
Max, it's
I didn't
part of
pay
your
for it.
subscription.
How are
Disney
they making money
Plus
off that?
makes you pay for it.
Well, if anything, they just proved that needing to pay for it is a bunch of malarkey. But Disney
Well,
theaters are the one.
HBO Max. HBO Max has they're pretty upfront about it. It's like, look, just get a year and you're good. And their convincement of getting a year compared to doing month to month like Disney Plus and Netflix and everything is a better selling point, because it's like what, like $60-70 for a whole year. I mean, as a gamer, you could spend that on like Xbox Live.
That's amazing. I don't understand how the people who make these movies, how they're making money off that like they would if it went to a theater.
Well, the thing is, they don't make money
if
in
it's
the
just
theater.
streaming,
The theater
you don't
makes
have
all
to
the
rent
money. Technically, the theaters pay for the movie to be shown in their theater. That's where they get their money.
And then they just keep up
And then
statistically how many people
They
buy
just
it,
make
and then they know how popular it
residual.
is.
They make a small amount of residuals from movie theaters.
Yeah.
Learn something new.
Most of the movie theater money goes to the movie theater itself.
That makes sense. Popcorn's like $15.
And besides, the thing is, the movies are already made. Like I don't think it's HBO. So here's the thing: like, we're looking at it like this movie is HBO Max's movie, but it's not.
It's Warner Brothers.
This movie is it's Warner Brothers. It's whoever develops that movie, and then if HBO Max gets the permissions to put it on there, then they don't need to charge full price because the movie's technically paid for. You technically have paid for it if you do, like, you know, yearly or whatever, and who knows.
But subscriptions without having to rent that movie for one day or something. Subscriptions alone at like $15 a month per person or per household is somehow still paying for that movie that cost $200 million to make or whatever.
Well, think about this.
If anything-
a lot of people still wouldn't just get HBO Max to watch one movie. They'll probably rather rent instead of spending the $6 or the $60, it's like it's $4 to rent on YouTube, $3.99. I'd rather pay that because I'm only going to use it to watch this movie.
Right, and I get that, but I don't know. Like, I'm just in my head. I'm like, I know what you're
HBO
saying.
Max
Like,
is-
theaters are the ones really making most of the money off of it. But now in my head, I'm going through this rabbit hole. Like, well, where's all this money going?
Well, that's the thing.
No, they
HBO
make
Max
money
is
off of
being
everything
slick.
else, though. Like they make their monies off the merch sales. Like how many people
Yeah,
bought Godzilla shirts?
yeah, that's
and
true. I
King
didn't
Kong
think
shirts
about all
right now?
that.
Like literally, when
And
the
they still
trailer
have
pops
cable.
out, you see all this merch come out for the movies. That's where they're making their money.
Yeah, there's some HBO Max has found a way to give the people what they want, and if anything, HBO Max has literally just pulled back the cover on a lot of bullshit. Because I'll tell you right now, when Mulan came out and I was on Disney Plus and it was like, yeah, watch it now for $15. I'm like, or was it like $30? I was like,
$30.
what? Yeah, I was like, what? Why? And I did the math in my head. I was
Why?
like, oh, they're thinking like $15 a person on average. You go to the movies with one other, they're charging you the ticket for two in case you have more than one person in your household. They already know you're going to watch it with, with everyone else. But I'm like, but I'm already paying you for the service. So I didn't watch Mulan until it became free for viewing. But with HBO Max, Wonder Woman came out,
and you
and it
were
was
like, I still want my like $30 back, even though I didn't pay for it.
yeah, basically, I felt like they owed me $30. But then
It was
HBO
so
Max comes out
fucking
and is like,
god-awful.
hey, you can watch this included with
Hold
your
up.
subscription.
Hold
And
up.
I'm like,
we never
that
talked
year
about
just
Mulan
became
and how
worth it.
god awful it was.
I haven't
Can we
seen
talk
it.
about that?
I haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it.
What?
Is it god awful because you're comparing it to the Disney movie or the cartoon?
I'm comparing it to basic logic in the movie being thrown out the fucking window to make something fit.
So this
I'm
if
an
you
evil
put that
witch.
in charge
I will
$30,
do
I would've
magic.
watched
On
But
it.
I'm gonna help the
anything,
good
I don't
guy.
think it matters. Disney bought like
No.
half the companies in the world, threw Disney on it, and
You
now
know what
it
was
sells.
the best Disney live action movie that they did that was a remake? Fucking Beauty and the Beast, because they followed the story through and through.
I never watched that one either.
Yeah, Beauty and the Beast did prove that if with a little bit of
I
effort,
saw Lion King and Jungle
can
Book.
make
I like
a decent.
I like the
Lion
Jungle
King failed
Book.
haven't seen
because
Lion
the lions
King.
were too
I
realistic.
didn't see Jungle Book.
The Jungle Book, I
I think
liked
they
it.
could have done better with Lion King.
They didn't do better with Lion King, bruh.
No, I said I
Why-
think they could have.
They are way better. They could have had more emotion to the faces. Like you just see a lion looking at you. I am sad.
Just
Like, how can I tell? You have no facial recognition.
You have no facial.
I can't tell when a
The
lion is sad from
Aladdin,
you.
it didn't like follow the storyline all the way, but the Aladdin one was
Aladdin
really
was
good.
good.
I didn't see Aladdin
No.
either.
I like Aladdin.
I really liked the Aladdin.
I did not like the Aladdin. I did not like Jafar. I did not like, Jafar. I liked what
Is
they
it
did.
Aladdin without Robin
I'm
Williams?
gonna be totally fucking honest. I didn't like Jasmine.
How was Will
Really?
Smith as
I
Genie?
don't like Jasmine.
I think he
you know
did
what?
good.
Doesn't he
I think
did
he
good?
did good
Doesn't
for
hold up
what-
to Robin
for the
Williams.
bar
I,
guy.
mean, I
but
love
what
Will
he-
Smith. I'm just
Right.
Bar he
he's-
had to reach. He did good.
he has that he has a good personality, so I just figured, like for that I figured so.
For me, there's a lot of things that I'm like, why the fuck did you add this here? What is this logic here? What the fuck is going on? I didn't like
Well, of
Jasmine
course.
because Jasmine to me was
There's
way
talking lions
bitchier
and
than
genies.
her.
What logic are you looking for?
Well,
I mean,
like
you're
the
right.
fact-
You can only do so much
He
off
has
of
a
a
point.
cartoon.
Disney
hold
equals-
up though.
Equals imagination land.
Hold up. Imagination, but they freaking bring out Iago, and Iago can't fucking talk. You could have gotten someone to make the bird talk, but the bird didn't talk.
Did
The
you
bird's
want
just
the
there whole time.
original actor back?
Bring him back.
Could the
I would
original
love that
actor
voice
still
back.
do it?
Fuck
I
yeah.
don't ever want to
It's
hear.
Disney.
I don't.
Pay him
I don't
enough
remember
money.
his name. I can't for the life of me remember his name.
Hey,
but
who thought a Jafar that was about 6 years older than Jasmine was a good idea? I'm supposed to hate Jafar. And in this one, I'm on Jafar's side. I'm like, yeah, fuck everyone. I hate the Aladdin. Jasmine's a bitch. The Sultan's just... I can't say that word. He's
A wuss.
a wuss,
Gilbert
and
Gottfried.
He's stupid.
yeah, that's the guy. Gilbert Godfrey. He did
Gilbert
the,
Gottfried. Yeah.
the voice for Iago.
I
Oh,
was
yeah,
I was
he
I
can
was
still
on
do his
Jafar's
voice,
side.
yeah.
I'm like, yeah, fucking kill him.
Wow. Well, I'm just gonna say I'm not cutting Disney any slack here, but I just think they're in an experimental phase right now. They're going through all their experimental phases.
They're not
Disney
teenagers.
this is what Disney.
They
has
know what
done.
they're doing.
No. Well, here's the thing. Disney is trying to be it wants to be the Google of mainstream media. The thing is, they've
They were,
accumulated
though.
so many IPs. They've accumulated all these, different studios that now they're trying to play in all of them at the same time instead of having like a streamlined focus because
You think that can bring down their content? like the quality of their content.
I think if they didn't keep trying to stretch themselves out just because they've absorbed all of these companies, it would probably be better. Prime example, Star Wars. That's like a huge selling point. How can you fuck up Star Wars? They actually had a blueprint already made.
Hold up, I'm gonna say this. I don't think they fucked up Star Wars. I think Star Wars got fucked up. Like, you know, Force Awakens, I will still say better of the three, but after that they didn't follow the blueprint at all. They went another direction. I'm like,
they went completely different direction.
I give it to J.J. Abrams on the last one.
He tried to fix something that was completely fucked.
I think he took a mess and he did the best he could with it, and I think it turned out as best as it probably was going to turn out with anyone else.
That was probably his original story, though. Like, the way he wanted that. I know.
Dude, I used to read the books when I was in high school.
That's what I'm saying. And it was Disney who threw them out. It was
Those
Disney.
were canon, and they said, "Well, these aren't canon now." You can't just take Star Wars literature that's been around for like 25, 30 years and say it's not canon. You don't get to choose that.
You know what they fucked up
apparently
on?
you can if you're Disney.
What they fucked up on Disney. Is like they fucked up Rey's character. They screwed Finn in the last two movies.
Oh, they really screwed. He came out about that too. There's been a lot. There's been a lot of backlash.
Dog, you got fucked over.
He's still
for some reason they changed your story. They were gonna make him like a sidekick to Rey or like partner with Rey, but they completely separated him and gave him another partner. Like, what the fuck were you thinking?
Yeah, they could have totally had him go in the direction of a Jedi, based off the first movie when he was popping off.
I don't want to. Okay, so this could be a whole rabbit hole conversation, and I'm just gonna, because it's something that a lot of people don't want to attest to Disney, but if you know Disney's history, you know it's there. I'm just gonna say I've never been a fan of how Disney handles race, honestly, and even Anthony Mackie, who plays Falcon, called them out on it because it's like we all love the Marvel Cinematic Universe, right? You know. It's a fucking amazing universe on screen, but the shit that goes on off screen is the stuff that a lot of people will never hear about, never see. And he literally called him out as like, it's kind of funny that on every other Marvel movie you had a majority of, you know, white stage help and everyone else, and it was like, you know, unless you were like a, you know, face in the movie, it's like you couldn't see black people pretty much anywhere. But then on Black Panther you had like black people everywhere. He's like, why isn't it just mixed all the time? It was like you saw no white people in Black Panther. It was all black people. But then you go on every other Marvel movie and it's all white people, no black people. And I think Disney really showed their ass out with how they handled Finn's character.
Oh, yeah.
Because he had so much potential to be more.
So much potential.
And then it was
they
like
just did not build on it. They didn't even try to build on his character.
Yeah. And I hate to say
it, but
I'm just gonna.
Like on the third movie, he tried to tell Rey a secret, and you never figure out what the secret was.
You never, it just died.
And then Poe got his own movie. Babe.
Yeah, Finn was not handled properly. There was so much build up. Like, if anything, the writers, the directors of The Force Awakens intentionally set Finn up to be something more. Yeah, they set him up to be something more. And if anything, as a black person, I was like, hell yeah.
From the beginning, when you first see fucking Kylo Ren and you see Finn just standing in line and then stares at Kylo Ren, and Kylo Ren picks him out amongst everyone. Him up. Like, he sensed that this motherfucker has the Force in him.
Yeah.
Yep.
But they didn't go with any of that.
That's not how the Force works. That actually was a pretty funny line.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We'll use the Force. That's not how the Force works.
That's not how the Force works. But no, yeah, and now I think I don't know if it's still rumor mills or if it's actual fact now, but they want to redo the movies.
I hope not. Just
don't
leave it. Just leave it alone. Because
I'm all for redoing the second two. Look, here's the thing. We can do that now. We live in a time where we can do redos. Fucking
multiverse is everywhere.
Done it like 6 times.
I don't know about you guys, but it's very hard for me to just pretend something that was made canon doesn't exist anymore, and to just try to trim it out and go, all right, we're gonna put this over here because it was already there. It was already thrown in my face.
They did that with the X-Men.
Oh, not really. I mean,
when Days of Future Past came out, They retconned a lot of shit.
Okay, but they went about that a different way. It is kind of the same, but it's also not. Because they had branched out so much. Like, it was over, like, what? Like, damn near a 20-year period or so. When did the first X-Men come out? Like, 2001 or 2 or some shit?
They retconned the universe again. It's going to appear.
I think a Knights of the Old Republic would be a redemption. If they did a solid Knights of the Old Republic
movie.
Yeah.
No.
You don't think that would be good if the right person was behind it?
Because everyone played it there.
You know what would be better? You know what would be better? A canon Knights of the Old Republic game.
Well, I think they're revamping.
Or a show?
Or
they're revamping Knights of the Old Republic.
Knights
they're revamping it. I want it to be canon, though. I don't want it to be a legacy kind of thing.
Knights of the Old Republic show?
That would be.
I think there's content there that they could definitely make money off if they wanted to.
Well,
that,
you know what?
That means they would have to admit that it's canon, but they already mixed it and said it's not.
You can't say something that happened.
There's enough Star Wars shit being made right now.
The current Star Wars universe isn't canon.
You know what?
What?
I'm gonna say this right now. There's enough Star Wars shit being made right now that I think we're good for like the next 10 years.
Whatever.
How many shows do they have in production? Movie. How many shows do they have in production? How many movies are we gonna see now? Like, I don't think we should add more to their plate because I don't want anything to fuck up. They're doing good right now. The Mandalorian? Are you fucking kidding me, dog?
Okay.
Because they actually let someone, just like they did with The Force Awakens, and they should have stuck to it. It is no secret that Jon Favreau is a Star Wars fan. You got to bring people who have true love for these series.
So let someone like that do Old Republic.
I mean, I don't know how they pick who does what. Maybe it comes down to money. And at the end of the day, everything.
Every other 4 or 5 streams,
it comes down to fits a box.
Every 4 or 5 podcasts, we pop off on Star Wars. I'm just putting it out there.
Can I say something?
No,
always, Kara. We've been waiting for like an hour.
Watching you guys and listening to you guys talk about this for like the last fucking 10 minutes has been wonderful. This whole like little section just needs to be a promo because you guys were just so fucking passionate about everything that you guys just talked about for the last 10 minutes. I've just been sitting here enjoying it, okay?
Star Wars is our thing.
It's a culture. It's a way of
beautiful
it's a way of life.
Watch, and 4 or 5 podcasts from now, we're gonna pop off somehow. Somehow we connect Star Wars. Go last season. There's like 2 podcasts where like somewhere in there like we pop off on Star Wars.
We popped off on Star Wars.
Everything's connected.
We just love our Star Wars.
It's a culture. It is definitely a culture.
Google Stadia. Star Wars.
Google Stadia leads Netflix, to Star Wars being in the
Netflix, Sonic, Star Wars.
Star Wars. Mandalorian is carrying Star Wars. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk. Let me hear your things about Godzilla versus King Kong. Who do you think is gonna win?
I don't think there is gonna be. They say that there's gonna be a winner. I don't think there's gonna be a clear winner. I think that there's gonna be. They're gonna have to team up. I think they're gonna have to team up.
Yeah, they're gonna fight Mechagodzilla. We all know that.
But what about?
Okay, can I be the only one? I guess I'm maybe along with Kara, who's probably like, what?
Yeah.
I'm just kind of like.
I'm like that for a lot. I'm used to it now.
Oh, I grew up watching all the original Godzilla movies.
All the OG Godzillas.
I personally don't care about King Kong versus Godzilla.
Dude in the costume.
Would you say, Itachi?
Yeah. I personally don't care. I watched the originals, but I have never really been into the Godzilla or King Kong lore.
Have you watched any of the movies?
Doesn't appeal to me. Even that crapshoot one that came out, like 1998 with Matthew Broderick.
Okay, that we don't talk about that. Why are you even bringing that up?
No one talks about that.
It's in there.
Did you see they made?
It's in there.
They made fun of that movie in Godzilla 2000.
Even when they did the when they set up for the Godzilla universe, I watched the first movie and I was like, I'm not saying it was bad. I was like, cool, but it wasn't interesting enough for me to get invested.
Are you a kaiju kind of guy anyway? Like, do you like those kind of movies, big monsters? Did you like Pacific Rim?
I liked Pacific Rim, but There was no reason for me to go.
I just like to
Like,
point
you
out if Godzilla pops out of the ocean on Pacific Rim, they're all fucked.
All I'm saying
all
is
fucked.
Godzilla can fuck up King Kong. Godzilla can fuck up King Kong.
But
I
in
don't
the
know why it's a
original
debate.
Godzillas, like the old ones, Mecha Godzilla was not human made. It was created by
He
aliens.
was alien.
So I
Well,
wonder if it's going to be the same in this one.
Watch the trailer. Watch the trailer they released. There's so many fucking hints in that trailer. Like there's a scene where they're in Sub-Earth.
Itachi.
I know. We're gonna
Hey,
touch
Tachi.
you.
He's like, anyways.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, hold up.
We're
gonna do a
separate podcast
over here on
We'll change the
Godzilla.
fucking.
Yeah.
I know. We're having a fanfic podcast.
Sorry.
You know,
We get
Kara
carried
doesn't
away.
play or watch anything. Itachi's just there being like a. I don't know what to say.
He's tired today. Cut on some slack. He's tired today.
I had a busy,
Motherfucker had a
day.
break as a week and eating nothing but fucking cheesecake and drinking. He needs a break
You know-
from that.
It's funny. Between Yuli and Kara are always yelling at me to take a break, and I finally take one. Now Yuli's like, "Yeah,
Now we're
freaking
yelling
break."
at you.
No.
Yelling at me about
All I'm
being
saying
on
is
the
you already
break.
took your break. Like it's go time, Itachi. Let's go.
I came in strong. I mean, it was snowing. We got like 7 inches
Oh
of snow
yeah,
so
you came
far.
in strong. Hey guys, welcome to
came
the
in strong.
podcast.
Hey.
To Sonic Show.
You saw my level of excitement for the Sonic show. That was the maximum output.
So
I
on the
had.
scale of let's see,
Scale of 1 to Godzilla, how fucked are you?
on the scale of maybe Robin Williams to the new Lion King facial expressions, how would you say his facial expression was with Sonic?
That's terrible. That's a terrible scale. I
Definitely
demand a new
Lion
scale.
King.
Definitely lying.
I need a new scale. I need a new scale. That was horrible.
Well, no,
was
Robin
horrible.
Williams is like very like
Robin Williams
he's
has the most
animated.
expressive face
I'm
there
very-
The
is.
line is very
Animated,
flat effect.
stoic. All right, I just had a stoic start.
Okay,
What
hold
do you
up.
need?
Hold up. From Samuel L. Jackson in that movie where he's in a
There we
tank
go,
top
that's a good
staring
one.
at that girl to
Not because you're black.
let's
No,
go,
no,
Anthony.
just, he's laughing. He started laughing. I'm like, that's a good one. Like that made more sense. But
to
I
Denzel
knew what you
and remember
meant.
the
You
time.
just put
Open
yourself
mouth,
out there.
insert foot. Okay.
Yeah,
whatever. Itachi, just once say.
No. No.
Warner's the
No.
type of dude to be like, I'm not racist, but insert racist thing here.
Whatever. How's that racist?
Oh my gosh, that thing has always been around. The person's like I'm
We,
not
we have
racist,
we have
but-
Yuli. He's Mexican. We got Kara. She says she's white,
confused,
but I'm.
insert confused face.
I just need a question mark on Kara.
No, Kara's a Jew.
That's it.
That's
religion.
that's
Wow.
That's
You-
not.
Yuli,
I can't say that.
ladies and gentlemen, listening to the
That's
show.
my religion.
Oh,
I 100%. I 100%.
You're not Jewish.
Oh.
Like you are.
I don't even. I don't even know how to
you
save
mean
him
to
on
tell
this
me
one
the
right
people
now.
with the little hats and the little
I don't-
dangly hairs aren't
That's
a
a
race?
religion.
That's a religion.
Jewish is the religion.
What the fuck are the dangly hairs?
You could be Israeli.
I'm so caked that
Oh
whole
my
fucking
God.
When I say I'm Jewish, that is my religion, just like people who's Catholic
Okay.
and Christian.
Next topic was the Wakanda show.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
He was so
Wait, I'm not-
sincere too. He was like, "She's
He
Jewish."
was so
That was not sincere.
I thought.
No,
No,
He
I guess
was
I guess it was sincere. Yeah,
It was sincere. It was genuine.
he was like
I
trying to
thought it was
protect you,
genuine.
like stand up for you, like she is Jewish.
when Yuli is
Can't you
trolling,
tell?
he laughs right after the troll. There was no laugh. There was pure commitment.
That's
to
true.
his
Yeah, you
statement.
mentioned that.
He was committed to the statement, and we gave him a chance to recover because there was that
Yeah.
pause.
Why don't you calm
like,
down over there, Disney?
Yo, you
the
know Walt
clarification
Disney's
never
Frozen.
came.
is
Now we know
fresh
why
pops
he's not
out.
big on the
Are the
Disney
Jews
movies.
Oh my gosh.
Oh no, I'm not
Okay,
big on the Disney remake movies. Let's be honest. They're remaking the Mighty Ducks, and I'm already like,
Wait, what? Like the cartoon, The Mighty Ducks, or like the movie?
Can
no,
we just-
the movie.
Can we just agree that the
Oh.
movie industry is out of ideas?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
They're
of
just
course they're out of ideas.
They're out of ideas. So we're going back in time. and
What can
they're
we
trying
remake
to-
right
In
now?
another 10, 20 years, we're gonna have a whole new
Um,
set of Star Wars movies.
That's a good question.
Oh, good.
What
That's a
can-
good
well-
thing, though.
Yeah, they
The Star
could.
Wars.
I think
Don't touch Lord of the Rings. I
back
swear
to
to
Star
God.
Wars. Come on, dude. I don't think Peter Jackson would.
No.
Peter Jackson
No.
probably wrote in
They-
his will.
So when I was
that
talking
it
about a
dies with
Halo
him.
movie being made, like Google this. Peter
Oh,
Jackson
you want
was the
another
one
one?
that was approached to do the Halo movie back in the later. Was it? How do you say early 2000s? But like around 2006 to 10.
Just say from 6 to 10.
the early
2000.
2000s, 2006 to 2000.
You know, like you can say,
Don't hurt
you can say
yourself
like the
now.
2020s, 2030s, and I'm like early 2000s. What's between that?
In the early
Well, like-
2010s, I don't fucking know what you're talking
Are we gonna have a 5-minute conversation on how to say the
You
2006
just
to
say he was
2010?
approached somewhere between 2006
I don't know the fucking date. But yeah, he was approached or something, like they were talking about it, and I actually thought it was a good idea. Like if anyone were to direct a Halo movie, I would think Peter Jackson would be an amazing person to do it. I don't know like how much, like how knowledgeable he is about, you know, the lore and the game itself, but I think he's shown to be able to make movies that are always amazing. And he's
Well,
and-
I mean, I think
Rodriguez
as long
to
as it
make the
piques his
Halo movie.
interest, I could see something like Lord of the Rings having been something he read. I mean, you know,
Yeah.
the person has to have some knowledge and some interest in it. If you're not interested in it, if someone came to me and was like, "Hey, we want you to direct the next My Little Pony movie." And here's a big fat check. I'm gonna take the check, but I ain't gonna
Dude,
give it my all.
Imagine a live action My Little Pony movie.
That would be
How
horrifying.
terrifying would that be?
Right?
You know, and that sucks because
Horrifying.
if someone handed me a check and then I went to work and did my job, people would die. So, in the same sense, they get a big fat check and they're like, "Here's a bunch of, here you go. Here's Spider-Man 3."
No, the rumors for Spider-Man
Oh, boy.
3 got me all excited.
I meant the old one with that shitty Venom.
Oh,
That's what I meant.
fun. Can we, like, I think that one just proves that adding too many villains in one movie is a problem.
Yeah.
I kind of
sure.
would have just preferred if Sandman was the only villain.
I feel Sandman's boring. In my opinion, I think he's
I
boring.
feel like they
He's
did a
like,
good job.
"Hello," and then a gust of wind comes by, and he's like, "Shit." Like, how dangerous is he? He couldn't do anything in Chicago, could he?
No,
The windy city. Come on, guys.
You're so funny.
Oh my god.
I gave you a chuckle.
Kind of.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm already
But
thinking about like future Spider-Man movies.
that's a whole rabbit hole. We are not getting
Yeah,
into that.
I want to know about this
'Cause
Wakanda thing because I didn't read it. I just heard it.
Oh, the new Wakanda show.
Yeah, I didn't read about it. I just kind of I saw it. I didn't read it.
It's just a spin-off show of like Black Panther.
How is it a spinoff though?
The
Like,
House,
Black Panther's
Village,
not-
whatever.
In it, right?
Well, that's probably going to introduce the new Black Panther since Chadwick Boseman actually died. Rest in peace.
Yeah.
And I think it's a great idea. I didn't know like the details.
Probably just going to try to do that to like introduce Suri or someone that we already know as the new Black Panther.
The article
I'm not
didn't
gonna
really
give
go
mine.
into.
Yeah.
Much detail about it.
It's-
It
Yeah.
just says, "Hey,
Yeah.
here's something in production." Like, oh, cool.
We don't get early access
Yeah, I'm gonna
movies like
say
we do
my-
games.
I'm gonna save my 2 cents on that one, so there's a little bit more information on it. But last, we are at the end of the episode. But before I get out of here, because we could go on a whole rabbit hole. Star Wars was like 90% of the episode. Don't know how that happened. But holy crap!
Nah, it was just like a
Um,
10 minute segment. 15 maybe.
I do want
All
to
right,
say
maybe
a
20.
It was a lengthy one. But I do want to give a big shout out to Envy's Moon, who became a Patreon subscriber over the weekend. And thank you to everyone who joined us for the GZ After Dark. That was definitely a good time. Had a lot of fun. So we had Nakia Nightshade join us. Great conversation. Got to have some vodka. Everybody learned a little bit about each other.
So sad I didn't get to go.
Fucking freaks.
I don't know what y'all talking about, but if you guys want to catch that podcast, it is available for our Patreon. So go to patreon.com/GG Top Shop if you want to know more about whatever the heck Yuli's talking about. I have no idea what he's talking about. But if you guys want to watch that, it is available to our Patrons. And yeah, on that note, y'all stay safe out there. Make sure to follow us on Twitter at the GZ Chop Shop. We will actually put some links in the description of this episode. So if you want to check out everything we're up to, there will be a link. I actually went and did the link tree thing finally. 10 years later. Yay!
Shit, it's about time. I want to bug you about it like 3 days in a row.
It's busy times. But anyway, you guys have been awesome. Stay safe out there. You can only watch so much hentai in one day, Itachi. And we will see you all on the next episode. Later, everybody.